Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Tad Talks. And today I'm doing a little something new today. A while back, a gentleman by the name of Sean Murray on Facebook hit me up and wanted me to review his independent horror film. And that was pretty exciting to me. As you can see, I'm rocking a Horror Hound t-shirt. Shout out to my buddy Charles, Mr. Gouvet, as I've mentioned him in the past. And yeah, let's get right into this review. Big fan of horror movies, and this one I really did like. I have some critiques, nothing movie breaking, just some, I suppose they would be little personal preference changes, I suppose. But a little background, the film is called Interment, which I had to Google what that meant, and that is the burial of a dead body. Not a live one. But yes, like I mentioned, it was written and directed by Sean Murray. It was released on May 25th, 2019. Produced by MDMN Films. And the music was by Kevin MacLeod. I think I pronounced that right. I apologize if I butchered that. And we have starring Sean Murray, who also played the Man in Black, my personal favorite character in the whole movie. Bill Marsh as Detective Osmond, probably the cop I've hated in a movie the most since fucking Mooney in Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Like, seriously, nothing against Bill Marsh for his acting ability. He acted the role very well. The guy just fucking irritated me. And plus, I really have no idea what his purpose was. I mean, well, I know what his purpose was, but it's his motivations. Sorry, dropping my notes. His motivation is never clear. I guess he's just a sick fuck. I mean, but we'll get into more of that in a little bit. And we had Jennifer Nolan as Chelsea. She did excellent. She was really, really good. And on the first scene, I felt it was both her and Louis Devito seemed very stiff in the first couple scenes. But as the movie progresses, oh, they get so good. They I guess you could say their chemistry together really, really works, even though they're not around together too much. I'm going to try and keep this relatively spoiler-free, but I am going to set up the story for us. So we start off with Scott and Chelsea sitting on a park bench, and Chelsea is asking Scott what she thinks happens when you die. And his answer was pretty much nothing, I think. But that scene could have used a little more fleshed out, but really it's the next scene that really needed more fleshing out. They broke up, which sets up the entire story, and they just never explain why they were breaking up. You just have Scott telling her, yeah, you said you'd always be by my side, you'd always love me and all this, but they never really gave you a reason, or the reason as to why they're breaking up. Which, that's an ongoing theme in this movie. They leave a lot up to interpretation, and I do like that. Usually, by the end of a movie, I want to know exactly what happened, but this one, being more ambiguous, really, really made me enjoy it more. So I really like that they don't completely explain what's going on. So during the breakup, they argue. She gets ready to leave, which is kind of weird because I think it's her house, because in the rest of the film, Scott just has a small apartment. Maybe it's a hotel room, I don't know. But he brings her a knife and says, finish the job. And she declined, and he killed her. Now, the big thing that bugged me in this scene, there was no blood in the stabbing scene. There's blood in the rest of the scenes, the murder scenes, but this one, it's just a wound, no blood. And he like stabbed her, I'm guessing it, Jesus Christ, guessing it was around the jugular, And there should have been a lot of blood. Sorry about that, I lost my place. Then the next thing we get into, you see Chelsea going in this forest, which they never explain quite what it is. I'm guessing it's some sort of purgatory or limbo, but this is where she meets the Man in Black, played by Sean Murray. Oh my God, I loved him. There was really something very poetic about his speeches and just the way he carried himself. He comes off as creepy and likable, which is an odd combination. Really, if I had to give like one reason I really enjoyed this movie, it is the Man in Black. So the Man in Black tells her it's kind of neither here nor there. And basically the way I understand it is that she needs to bring him souls, and so she has to use Scott to bring him more souls. And she mentions that she's lonely a lot of times when she starts, like her finger will start shaking like this and stuff. Her mannerisms during those scenes were so on point. Like, you would think the way, just the mannerisms, they seem like they could have been corny, but the way she pulled them off, they were not corny at all. They were very creepy and unsettling. I really liked those scenes. So basically the way I understand it is she believes she's going to go to heaven or hell, whichever, she earns. They don't really get into that. But then she starts using Scott, and he starts getting followed by this cop. Now, I don't want the actor to to hate me for this, because it wasn't his acting ability or nothing. It was just the character. You have a lot of scenes of just him walking around, and then later on you have a lot of him bitching. And there is a turning point where his motives become a bit more clear, but why he's doing this is never really explained. I assume the guy's just a heartless, sick fuck that hates the world. And so you have a lot of him following around Scott, and there was like a scene where he's investigating an alleyway where a murder happens, and the body's not there, and he starts taking pictures of the surroundings. I've watched a lot of NCIS. They aren't supposed to remove the body before the investigation and the pictures and all that happens. And he's digging around in the rubble, no gloves, and that scene went on entirely too long. It was like 3 minutes of just him walking around an alley. And there was another scene where it's just him walking and he ignores a phone call. That was like a minute and a half, 2 minutes long. My major complaint, I guess, would be there was very long drawn out scenes, but the scenes that should have been more drawn out weren't. Like, I would have liked to see more of Chelsea and Scott's relationship while Chelsea was still living. But yes, that's pretty much the synopsis. I don't want to go any further into the story because I do recommend this movie and I'd like people to check it out and see everybody else's interpretations. I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning, but this was released May 25th, I guess the summer of 2019. I don't know where this is available. I will do some research and get website links and whatnot up in the description. So, alright. Finished with the bit of the story setup here. My critiques. No blood in the first death scene and blood in the rest of them. I just don't get that. Maybe it was a budget issue. And if so, not a big deal. As I just mentioned, there's a lot of walking and bitching from Oz ass. Oh, I'm sorry, Bill Marsh. Don't fucking hate me, man. I'm sorry. I don't understand his motives. Some scenes could have been cut down and some more broadened. The ending is very ambiguous, but don't really mind that too much. There was also a very nice after credit scenes. Yeah, for the critiques, really the only major negative is just the character of Osmond, but which I think you're supposed to hate this guy. And really, I guess he really did the job because it really got me to start liking Scott. I should not have liked Scott. He was a murderous scumbag, but I really started to feel for him. He was probably the character I was most emotionally connected to. And, yes, as I stated, Sean Murray's performance as the Man in Black, beautiful, absolutely amazing job. My hat's off to you, my friend, if I were wearing a hat. Let's see. Chelsea's more darker performance as well. It's her in the forest. Like, it's just got a really creepy, ooh, what the fuck's going to happen kind of vibe to it. And she really nailed those scenes. And, oh yes, my favorite scene in the whole damn movie. It really shows the rage and anger that Scott holds because he is carrying Chelsea's body in a body bag. And he's going to dump it, but eventually he just drops the thing and starts kicking the fuck out of it. Like, just it was like beating a dead horse, but it wasn't a horse, it was a human. And that, it really just, wow. It was a crazy scene. I think most people would overlook that. And it could go both ways. It could be seen as great character development or just really funny. But yeah, I love that scene. It was very good. The music by Kevin MacLeod was very good. I enjoyed it. It really sets the tone for each scene. And this film as a whole keeps you guessing and interested. Like, it's not one of those movies that's so confusing you don't want to finish it. You will actually be glued to your screen while watching it. So, alright, for my final score, since this is my first review, I gotta come up with a system. I'm going to do your basic 5-star reviews, and this is solid 4 out of 5. Only reason I didn't give it a 5 is Osmond. And I swear, Bill Marsh, please don't hate me. You really did the character well. You acted great. That's probably why I hated him so much. So hats off to you, sir. Please don't hate me because I'm very sensitive and I'm a pussy. I don't want you putting me in a body bag and kicking me around for a while. But yeah, solid 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. Last off, thank you, Sean Murray, for liking my YouTube channel enough, I guess, or at least knowing about me well enough to offer me the free digital copy of the movie so I could do this review. I appreciate that. I like you know, being a part of entertainment and everything. So just the mere fact that you reached out and wanted me to review this, I really appreciate it, and I hope you've enjoyed this interview, and I hope everyone else has enjoyed this interview. I know I mentioned a while back I have some album reviews I'm going to be doing, but I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to do them because I'm starting to get a bit of a backlog of videos now. So I'm going to be doing a 2020 channel update here soon, and I will fill everybody in more on that. So thank you for watching, and if you have something you'd like me to review, you can email me at tadtalks23@gmail.com. And of course I got my Twitter, Facebook, and all that in the description down below. So this has been Tad Talks. Thanks for watching.